Don't lose my momentum. How about this? Go fuck yourself. Pull that earpiece out of my ear. There you go. I think even reflecting it might have worked. Oh well, doesn't matter. Baptiste.
François Macandal saved Baptiste from slavery and inducted him into his so-called brotherhood. Macandal was a vicious mentor, and in his desperate attempt to liberate slaves, he broke his own creed by indiscriminately killing nobles. Misguided as they are, some assassins are honorable. Macandal was not one of them. Thanks to the calculating genius of Magdalene, the Templars made an example of Macandal by way of public execution in 1758. His pathetic excuse for a brotherhood quickly fell apart. When his comrade and childhood friend Agathe fled to Louisiana, Baptiste saw the futility of his former life in Macandal's brotherhood. Madeleine saw Baptiste's potential and instructed her Templars in New Orleans to strike a deal with him. If he could draw Agathe out of hiding and eliminate him, he would be granted a place in the Templar Order. Although Baptiste was killed by the assassin Avelin,
Yeah, this was in Liberation.
this path clearly demonstrates the inherent superiority of Templar ideals over assassin terrorism.
Alright, that's another one. They're probably going to have inspirations on all the different people throughout the Assassin's Creed timeline who have turned code on the assassin line.
I've got your animus ready and waiting.
Level 3. Damn, man. So that mission, that's really cool. I like that they did that. I was wondering, like, oh, where is he? Oh, yeah, he's dead because of Watch Dogs. So, gee, thanks, Aiden Pierce. You're now working for the Templars, even though you're supposed to be bringing justice to everyone. All right, they're probably not going to reference it too much more.
Got the next set of Shay's memories loaded up and ready to go.
We are nearly there. Know that you are aiding a worthy cause, even if you do not yet know what it is.
Level 3. Was that Steve Blum? It might have been Steve Blum. That's cool, though. You're beginning to see the true face of Abstergo Entertainment isn't too different than Abstergo Industries.
I can't let you in.
Fuck you.
I suggest you move along.
Guy is a creep. Splitter. What's the only one I haven't hit? Shit. Yeah, this one's confusing. Almost. Here we go. No, actually I don't have it because that needs to stay there. Oh, I have to rotate this again. Alright, it's got to be some combination of this ring lining up like that. I don't know how to make... See, that's the problem. I don't know how to make this one line up so that it goes through like that. I don't know. Yeah, this one's annoying. I'm not sure how to make it go through so that way it doesn't hit like that. Oh, there you go. Randomly got it.
It is 4:26 on December 13, 2012.
Oh, this is after the
Debriefing of
Cairo
Sigma Team's
mission.
Cairo operation. Debriefing conducted by Abstergo psychiatrist Tibor Hashek, level 7, and Director of Operations Letitia England, level 9. State your name and rank for the record.
Juhani Otto Berg, service number OP114-8506-B, Master Templar.
How would you classify the result of your Cairo mission, Master Berg?
I would call it a complete success. The new Sigma team performed admirably.
That's going a bit far, don't you think?
The target, William Miles, was apprehended and the first civilization artifact was retrieved. Both were handed off to Warren Vidic without incident. May I ask how you would rate the mission?
We're pleased with the results, but not with the methods with which you achieved them.
I see. May I ask why?
You went off mission. You were supposed to apprehend the target at the airport, not at the museum.
When the target emerged from the plane, he was posing as a tour guide for a class of high school students on a field trip.
Really?
A member of Sigma team informed us you aborted the mission then and there.
I will not deny this, but tell me, who talked?
I cannot reveal that.
No matter, I will find out on my own. Back to business. The target was very smart, but also very sloppy.
Explain.
The target possessed advanced counter-surveillance techniques, but lacked the skill to implement them properly.
The target was trained as an assassin since birth.
I am aware. However, it has been many years since he was an active field agent. He must have been very desperate to go himself, as these days, he is more of a talker. A puppet master.
True, he is
And
old.
what are you?
A predator.
A predator who defied orders because of the presence of some schoolgirls.
I prefer to think of myself as one who can choose the most opportune time to strike. The last time I followed orders to the letter was in Florence. That did not end well for anyone.
Was it that? Or did the students perhaps remind you of your daughter?
I separate my work and personal life completely.
Your daughter's recovery has been remarkable. I do hope her progress continues.
Please, don't.
I beg your pardon.
I find your attempt to threaten my child vulgar and unnecessary.
Explain.
Abstergo's pharmaceuticals have given my child a chance at a life free from pain. And I have at last found what I believe to be my calling in life.
And for that, we expect obedience.
For that you have my loyalty. The involvement of the children in Egypt compromised the original mission. Nothing more.
We already have one Master Templar that we can barely control. I don't like the idea of having two loose cannons out there.
With all due respect to Master Cross, while he is gifted, he is mentally disabled.
Yeah, very much
We
so.
mean no disrespect. but after losing your team in Florence, we felt a need to keep a close eye on you.
I achieved all mission objectives, and achieved them without bloodshed. So my only question for you is, am I in command of Sigma Team or not?
As you said, the results were impeccable.
Then I believe this meeting to be at an
Hmm.
end. I request permission to leave.
Do you have something more important to do?
Yeah, not talk to you
I am going
assholes.
to find out who among my team talked to you. I will not tolerate that kind of insubordination.
I think we can stop here.
The briefing ended at 4:34. Transcript to be sent to Alan Ricken for security clearance.
Alright. So that was the Cairo mission. That's how they captured, what was his name? William Miles. That was, of course, years ago. So, what do we have here? A bipod? A weapon? Far Cry 3. Surprised there's no Far Cry 4 posters, considering this game came out, a week after it, or a week before it. Oh boy, we have refraction. Oh, well, that was easy.
Given the nature of our current investigation,
The dead.
I have been looking at other assassins who, despite themselves, have helped the Templar cause. The first is Clay Kazmarek, who infiltrated Warren Vidick's Animus project in Rome. He became the project's Subject 16.
He was in Revelations.
Kazmarek's rich ancestry helped Vidick to identify the Renaissance assassin Ezio Auditore as a person of interest. Driven mad by overexposure to the Animus, he committed suicide. However, Kazmarek may have unexpectedly become useful again. While in the Animus, Subject 16 came into contact with the first civilization entity known as Juno. Perhaps studying his bizarre Animus experiences can help us find a way to deal with the looming threat Juno promises. With Subject 16 out of the picture, Vidick needed a replacement.
Yeah, and then the first
Desmond
game.
Miles, a runaway assassin, was captured in September 2012 and was used as Animus Subject 17 to further the search for an Apple of Eden. He managed to escape and uncovered an imminent threat to the planet. A solar flare similar to the one that wiped out the precursor race over 75,000 years ago. Desmond Miles also reactivated a first civilization temple in New York and used it to save the world, but it cost him his life. Abstergo recovered his body. In death, Desmond Miles became Sample 17, and his valuable genetic data was uploaded to the cloud servers in order to benefit all branches of Abstergo. Whether they live or die, we must continue to find ways to make the assassins work for us.
Oh, so yeah, that's what he wants to do. What else? It is true. He did have a choice between wiping him out and saving the world, and he chose that. Connor, IMO. I think we should focus on George Washington rather than Connor. Washington and the Wolf has a nice ring to it. Take part in the unlikely friendship between America's most revered hero and the sullen Mohawk native named Connor, a stirring tale of violence, revenge, and betrayal set during the earliest years of the American Revolution. George Washington we can franchise. I don't know that we get more than one feature out of Connor. Plus, don't even get me started on the way his wife or the way he died. What a mess. Yeah, I don't know how Connor died. It wasn't in the game. Which now they're scaring me. How did he die? Probably something horrible, just like everyone else. Boy, I sure love this character I create, working at Ubisoft as a writer. Let me murder him in a horrible way. That sounds about right. Sure put a lot of emphasis, heart and soul into this character. It's time for him to die a very gruesome, painful death. Thank you, Ubisoft. Gonna have George R.R. Martin direct another Assassin's Creed game or something. Haytham Kenway. Oh, this will be good.
Haytham Kenway remains a controversial figure for me. I have great respect for him. After all, he was the Grand Master of the Colonial Rite, charged with finding a precursor site. Haytham was cunning and ruthless, but he had a streak of emotional weakness that ultimately triggered his downfall. He lost his father when he was a child, and the British Grand Master Reginald Birch raised him to become a Templar Knight. Haytham eventually learned that his father, Edward, had been an assassin. That he chose to stay a Templar, rather than follow in his father's footsteps, indicates to me that he believed he was already on the right path. When Haytham discovered that Birch was the one who murdered
Oh,
his father,
Edward,
he insisted
man.
he killed him in revenge. I believe this was the beginning of his downfall. Templars kill for efficiency, not petty emotions. When he discovered that his son Connor was an assassin working against him in the colonies, the same emotional weakness stayed his blade. A pity Connor did not show him the same mercy.
Well, it was him or Connor, and Connor decided to kill him. It was not one he made lightly either. Alright, let me make sure I have everything. Which one's mine? Not this one. Did I fix this? Nope, here we go. Alright, some of these are really easy. Not hard at all.
Hey, boss. Calling from Germany?
Yes, I am in Essen, searching for an artifact called the Ankh of Isis. Can you tell me anything about it?
Give me a minute to fire up my machines here. Okay. Not much. There's an obscure file from the data dump scanner that mentions it. It was allegedly 14th century Germany, where an assassin named Lucas Zergberg fought a Templar
Ooh.
offshoot called the Brothers of the Cross. How
Assassin's
original.
Creed
That's
6?
the file that led me to this bland shit pile. Is there anything else? Anything outside of Abstergo official records?
Nobody's ever seen the thing. There's all kinds of stories about its history. From Roman Gallia, Egypt during the Middle Ages, and even a cell of modern-day assassins. Oh. And it apparently raises the dead.
Is there any evidence to support this?
None at all. You know what I think? I think this is bullshit the assassins are spreading around so that people like us waste our valuable time sniffing after it. Smells like a trap.
Agreed. Keep an eye out for new information about the Ankh. While it may not lead to an artifact, we may be able to follow the data back to some assassins.
You got it, boss. Where are you off to next?
Cuba. I'm going to excavate the observatory.
Oh, so they're already getting everything. Gee, it kind of sucks that all this data kind of fell into their hands, because now they know about everything that the assassins did. They know where the precursor site is. They know about everything.